to Life Tips with Dan and Banning. We've decided to use this platform amongst the congregation to just impart the things that have changed our lives and rocked our world. And to that end, we've developed a course called Fellowship 101 because it's become obvious to us that many of you want to move into the next realm of fellowship. So today, we'll be teaching you the sorts of things you ought to be doing and saying when you're trying to make connections with one another at the church here. Joining me today is my mentee, my young assistant, my Robin to my Batman, my gopher, my coffee mate, my young Padawan, Banning Leapshire.
Thank you, Dan. It's good to be here, and it's always good to serve the body of Christ, and of course under a great man as yourself.
Yes. So Banning's joined us today so that we can have some live-action interactive demonstrations to just make it more simple to you, the things that we're trying to teach you today. So the first one I'd like to introduce to you is called Power Kindergarten. Just make sure that as you're shaking hands, you keep your body at an angle, like a blade cutting him in half, and that when you shake hands, that your thumb webs connect. And it goes something like this. Hey, Banning, good to see you. Did you realize that Diamond Fellowship, our ministry to seniors, is having a special concert this Tuesday? The Rapture Brass Band will be there. So there's number one, Power Kindergarten. Banning, do you feel all right? Do you need a rest?
I can keep going.
All right. Well, let's do handshake number two, which is the gentle clasp. And you can do a double gentle clasp if you're up for it. It goes something like this. Banning, it's good to see you. Did you know Servant Life is coming up? It's for those that have completed Deeper Life or going through Deeper Life. And it's a way into ministry in the life of our church. It's with myself and Danny Sok. It's this Wednesday at 7. You should come. Note how Banning reciprocates the double clasp. Well, obviously, this is for those who want a little more connection, a little bit deeper fellowship. Of course, there's certain places you would avoid that sort of handshake. Let's go to number 3. The next handshake we like to call Vote for Me in 93. It's a little bit of a political handshake, and it's a way to get people to be involved. And it looks like this. As we come together, I'm going to reach him and grab his elbow, bring him in tight. Then I make my presentation. Banning, buenos dias. Did you know that Bethel is having a language school where they're going to be teaching Spanish and Portuguese? It's going to start sometime in September, go through May. It's from like 11 to 12 every Tuesday through Friday in order to impart the language to people so that they can go on short and long-term missions. Now, as you're giving the presentation, make sure you shake the whole arm because that really just sends the right message. Some of the greats have used this handshake. Are you all right?
I'm okay.
Then let's move on.
I'm okay.
Shake it out. We've been doing a lot of good work here. Another handshake that we want to do is very important, and it's called the masculine embrace. And it's very powerful for building fellowship, and we'd like to demonstrate it as such. As you come together, you shake hands, and then you pull people in. Make sure you go left, chin to shoulder, appropriate height-wise that works, and then 2 pats in the back, and step back. And at that point, then you would introduce some casual conversation, something like, did you know that the School of Ministry students and the incoming School of Ministry students are invited to come to the great room Tuesday mornings at 10 o'clock for just a spontaneous time of worship and interaction. So that's the sort of casual conversation you want to have. Now, the last one is a mixture of all of them, and you should not try this at home, certainly not without a spotter. It's called the goulash, and you just take all of the hugs and you mix them into one hug. It goes something like this. Danny, good to see you. How have you been? How are the kids? Awesome. Hey, did you know that there's a mission trip to the Ukraine and that they're selling sundaes today in the church lobby for just $2? Why don't we go get an ice cream? Of course, not you and I, actually. Well, there you have it, Banning. Thank you. All that you brought to the table today, very unique. Appreciate all that you added to our time. Never had a better assistant. All right. Well, there you've had it. It's Life Tips with Dan and Banning, Fellowship 101. We hope you'd enjoyed our time.